we're gonna do this. Can we do this without Ekos? Am I really gonna let you see a new corner of my space? Hi, darling. Yes, welcome to a different corner of my space. Am I feeling uncomfortable? Yeah, and also behind me I have a secret board, a board that very few people in my life have even seen, now sharing it with the internet. But here's the thing, why am I even choosing to be on the internet? Because I want to share the good tools. I want to share the best tools and practices that have helped me find freedom and inner peace and just help me have a better time in life. And so if I'm really going to walk the walk, if I'm really going to share my most prized treasures, then this has to be one of them. So if you're anything like me and most of the honest people that I know in my life, we, even after a lot of life experience and a lot of practice and a lot of big insights and growth and evolution and awakenings and all the good things, we keep getting caught up. We keep forgetting what we already have glimpsed, what we've already even experienced, even what we've already feel that we've really installed in us. We just keep forgetting. If you feel like you keep forgetting what you have already discovered, what you've already learned, the lessons that you've already learned, you're not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you. The reason that happens is because we live in this physical reality and this society that is designed to convince you differently than what you know to be true on some level. Let me explain. You might have practiced presence and you might have had even sustained periods of presence and wakefulness and joyfulness and really being wide awake in the world and non-reactive and really having a sense of agency and moving through the world in a really wise way. Having discovered this wisdom that getting that thing, chasing after that thing isn't going to be the thing to bring you lasting happiness. And yet, at every turn, this reality is designed to distract you. This system that all of us really live in is designed to make us feel like we do have to chase the thing to get the happiness. So it's really not your fault. It's not my fault. You could really say that the whole practice is about remembering and coming back, forgetting, remembering and coming back, forgetting again, remembering again, and just like that over and over again. In the last video, I talked about the overview of the Essential Toolkit and how I wanted to sort of make a series of episodes, and each of them would maybe elaborate or explain or illustrate one element of the Essential Toolkit that I think can be a lifeline for us as we try to figure this all out and figure out how to be in this world and how to live well in this world. And so today what I want to share is the Essential Toolkit is really synonymous with the idea of an essential map, this idea that you can have access to this toolkit that includes a map and all these tools that help you orient yourself moment to moment, figure out where you are, what you need to come back, get back on course. So the Essential Toolkit, and if you use guiding questions, you might have your own guiding questions that you use. You might have your own ways that really bring you into your body, right? Connecting with that inner compass so that you can feel into and get really familiar and know yourself so well that you know what you need to come back into a place of regulation and balance. And then from there, really step into what is possible, which is aligning with your North Star, which is really being that version of yourself that you aspire to be. It's about becoming. This might be presence, this might be living in gratitude, this might be living joyfully, this might be connecting and playing with others and life around you, whatever way of being you aspire to be. So the map can help guide us through these steps. Repetition and pausing and checking in with yourself helps build that habit of noticing, of becoming aware and really becoming awake to where you are and what you need and what direction now you want to go to. And what can really help us is having a cheat sheet. So again, the essential toolkit is all about making it really easy, having a set of tools to make your practice really accessible, really easy to follow, and also make it really personal to you. So what I'm about to share is my version of when I get to that place of, okay, what is possible? So I've paused, I've checked in with the body, I've noticed if I'm a little bit off balance, I've taken the breath. We'll do another episode on really that step number 2 and bringing yourself back. I'm doing things out of order here because I just want to make videos that excite me in the moment and feel relevant. And usually those videos are the ones that resonate the most with you. So then when I'm ready to really ask what is possible, this is when I really get to realign with what I already know, the wisdom, the insights. And it really helps having it written down. Now, I have it on a chalkboard in my room here. You can have it on a note in your phone. You can have it posted up somewhere. And yours might be in development. It evolves once in a while. I erase mine. I have new ones. You might have a whole book of quotes and words. I also want to quickly add that mine might be a little bit more elaborate and longer, or maybe it's not long enough for you, but it can also be a single word that you rotate depending on what you need. And you may grow out of that word or that series of phrases, and you might move on to something else that you need. Sometimes even a single word like relax or flow can really be this seed that holds so much truth and so much insight and all of the reminders that we really need. So this is a really key element of having an essential toolkit. And we can call these anchor words, anchor phrases, we can call these mantras, we can call these reminders, And by the way, they don't even have to be in word form or language, because as we've talked about before, words and language can only do so much. They can only point to these deeper truths, but they can be really helpful. You might have already found that sometimes a quote or a phrase can really help bring you back. But for you, you might also have gestures. You might have a shift in posture. You might have a movement that really helps to, again, to really embody and bring that wisdom back and help you realign with that wisdom. I also really like calling it a refrain. I guess the word refrain for me in the sense of something that you repeat over and over again, something like in a song, the refrain is something that you go back to and you repeat that part. I really like the idea that the refrain is something that you can return to, repeat, and that can help remind you. Okay, I'll share mine. Okay, so this is the part that I'm shy about because this is something that I never really intended to share publicly. This really serves as my anchor. This really serves as a reminder. It evolves over time. I change words. I change entire lines. I might change the whole thing one day. But honestly, this one has been pretty much in this version of it for maybe a couple years now. I guess for me, after all these years of practice and experience, these are some key pointers or reminders or truths that I know I need regularly. And when I remember and review these, it kind of brings me back into alignment with how I want to be in the world. And they are really my pathway to freedom. So I will share mine, and I've said before, and I'll say again, your essential toolkit should be super personalized and adapted to you. Some of this may not even make sense to you. And if any of it does really make sense and you want to use any of these phrases, then great. But you also might have your own versions that really resonate with you and are really strong reminders for you. So the whole point of this, having this as a cheat sheet, is a reminder of what I already know and how I want to be in the world. So when I picture my North Star, that version of myself that is the most present, that is the most awake, wise, joyful, flourishing version of myself, these are the words, this is the language that really points to that. So I remember why I came here. Sense the joy of embodiment, play with form, create, relax and soften craving, flow with the mystery, smile at the absurdity, trust in the great unfolding, lean into the light. And then here at the bottom, it's small. I don't even know if you can see it, but this just recently I added, may the darkness be the cause of my awakening. So again, even that last line, it helps me reorient to experience in a way that is wiser. And you'll notice too that a lot of the words that I use are quite embodied words. So already as I'm reading through it, I'm sort of, coming into my senses. So even that reminder to sense, that reminder to play, how does that feel in my body? Certainly the word relax and soften. So again, if we want this to be really integrated, really installed into our way of being, it's got to be more than the level of the mind. Flow has that sense. Smile has that sense of physicality, of embodiment, and even leaning toward the light, right? This sense. And so again, these are super personal to me. I didn't even necessarily want to share them, but I just thought this is something that I really see this every day where I practice literally where I'm sitting is where I do my morning practice here every day. And I thought if I'm going to be sharing about an essential toolkit and all of these ways, all of these best practices that we can really help ourselves out and guide ourselves, then I had to share this. All right, so I meant to keep this episode very short this time, and it was just one little facet, one little element of what an essential toolkit can be for us and what it can do for us. So having your own personal refrain, your own personal anchor words, anchor phrases, taking away the guesswork. So as you are establishing an essential toolkit, if you have something like this, you don't have to kind of rack your brain and try to remember. Just really boil down and distill the most key important insights that you want to remember, that you want to repeat to yourself so that it's really deeply integrated into your bones. Something like this can be really helpful. I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear if any of these phrases really resonated with you. I'd love to hear of any of your own if you're willing to share. And this was just one of many tools that I hope to share with you in a series of episodes. Thank you, as always, for being here with me. I love you, and I mean it. I'll see you next time.